Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singapour.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
In the news tonight, postal ballot papers packed and ready for distribution. SODELPA launches manifesto. And the NFP wants certain government policies amended.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Amrita Sagar.
The Fijian Elections Office has begun distributing postal voting packages for the 2018 general election from today. The FEO this morning invited the media, multinational observer group and party agents to observe the entire packing process at the Ratasukuna House in Suva. Akosita Tale, who was part of the group, filed this report.
Receiving the first postal voting package for next month's poll, Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Sanim says others are expected to receive theirs soon when they begin distribution. Each postal package will contain a ballot paper, a voter instruction booklet, a postal information pamphlet, a secret envelope, a return envelope and a transmission envelope.
Once the voters have received their postal packages, they must use the voter instruction booklet to identify the three-digit number of the candidate they wish to vote for. To cast a valid vote, voters must ensure that they clearly circle or tick or cross the three-digit number of their preferred candidate. After marking the ballot paper, the voter must fold the ballot paper and seal it in the secret envelope and place the secret envelope in the transmission envelope.
Sanim says the information in the declaration must be identical to the application form that was previously completed by the voter and approved by the Elections Office for verification purposes.
Every postal package, as I said, has a prepaid return envelope, so voters do not have to have the hassle of paying to return their ballots. Ladies and gentlemen, all postal ballots must reach the Fijian Elections Office by 6 p.m. on election day, that is 6 p.m. on 14th of November 2018. We are trying to get the packages for the furthest out place first to enable voters to be able to return their packages within the time frame.
Voters must send their postal ballots to the address on the front of the return envelope, which are prepaid.
We are hopeful that the packages reach all applicants with sufficient time for it to be returned. This means those who applied early and are already on the list are most likely going to receive their packages early, whilst those who apply on the very last minute may get their packages reach them very late.
So far, 4,450 postal voting applications have been received, and the Elections Office is advising Fijians who are yet to apply to send the application to the Elections Office before 5 p.m. next Wednesday. Sanim says they've engaged the services of DHL for all international package delivery and return, while the EMS has been engaged to provide local courier services, and the FEO will also assist in local delivery in places where the EMS does not go. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The Fijian Elections Office has also this afternoon published the national candidates list on a billboard at Suva's EV Triangle, which will similarly be done at other prominent locations. Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Sanim says this is to ensure there is more visibility around the candidate numbers. Sanim is encouraging all registered voters to ensure that they are familiar with the three-digit number of the candidate they wish to vote for and at the same time to check where they are assigned to vote. SODELPA launched their manifesto in Suva today, highlighting a number of key policies. Party leader Sitiveni Rambuka says if they form the next government, among their policies are 7 key pillars incorporating the economy, cost of living, workers' rights and the rule of law and human rights. Some of the initiatives the party is proposing includes the removal of VAT from basic food items, removal of the Tertiary Education Loan Scheme or TELS, the introduction of a $4 national minimum wage, and the restoration of the retirement age to 60 years in the civil service. Maggie Boyle has more.
SODELPA is the party that will give Fiji true realization of its capabilities.
It's the first political party to launch their manifesto, and there was a sense of gusto in the air.
And we're launching today the booklet, which contains our dreams, our aspirations, what we have worked for. contributed to the Fiji of our dream. Unfortunately, it became very hazy in the last 12 years.
SODELPA party leader touting their slogan of inclusive leadership.
We are in a position, we are willing, we are capable to bring about that change. We will do that by listening to the people. We will talk with them.
As for the policies proper, SODELPA is proposing a number of initiatives.
Employment creation and equitable sharing of national wealth. Equitable meaning bringing in the resource and landowners into a better return for their investment of resources.
Meanwhile, former MP and 2018 candidate Selote Randondo highlighted the importance of youth to their campaign.
With our youth, we will go out into the streets. With our youth, we will go out into the islands. With our menfolk and our youth, we'll go up to the highlands. And with our women, we will speak to our children.
Notably absent from the manifesto launch, however, was opposition leader Rotemu Mukepa, who had a prior engagement, and party president Rotunangama Lalambalavu, who's currently overseas.
As I said, it will remain a book unless we get out. Go and get the vote.
Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Don't cast your votes this general election based on a single issue or policy, says Fiji First General Secretary Ayaz Sayed Qayyum, while addressing the mass number of supporters at the party's Family Fun Day in Nandi this afternoon. He says politicians at the moment will say anything to influence people to vote for them. Catherine Krishna reports.
Fiji First General Secretary Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says politicians will be taking advantage of this election period, making false promises to secure votes.
Somebody will come along and say to you, oh look, the road to your village, to your settlement, or over there has got too many potholes, vote for me, we'll fix up the road. Don't just vote because of that. Look at everything else. Look at all the other policies. There are many people who are coming around and telling you all sorts of stories.
Sayed Qayyum reminded their supporters to look at the education initiatives and policies that has brought about positivity in the country.
The opposition about a year ago said, oh, when we come into government, we'll make it all free. We'll make university all free. Then they suddenly realized how much it's going to cost. They realized how it's going to cost, then they said, oh, we'll pay for half. NFP is saying, we'll pay for first year, but second or third year you have to pay. They don't know what they want.
The crowd also used this opportunity to meet the candidates.
Fiji First is the only government that's showing unity amongst us, and it's true, fair and just. So please, come November 14, choose 688 and put Fiji first, or you'll be putting Fiji last. Will you trust people who have more interest in beer and lamb chops than your children's future? Would you choose a person to govern the country or govern the nation? Will you do it or not? Will you choose Fiji First or will you choose lamb chops?
Sayed Qayyum says the Fiji First government has also introduced initiatives like family care leave and schemes for elderlies and pensioners as well. He says this will continue when they form the next government post November 14th. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The National Federation Party says they will make changes to some existing government policies if they form the next government. This was highlighted by NFP leader Biman Prasad at a party campaign in Nasinu last night. Prasad says these will be in the areas of cost of living, dairy sector, sugar sector, which he adds is affecting Fijians. Savaratambor reports.
Reducing VAT on some of the basic food items is one of the issues that has been brought to the attention of the party last night.
This government has introduced VAT on some of the basic food items, while the past government, like Gar, says there is no VAT on food items. How about if you form a new government, will you maintain that?
We are not only going to reduce VAT to zero, we will not only remove VAT implemented by this government on 7 items, but we will add 8 more items in the 0% VAT list. This is our promise to Fijians, and we have been reiterating this for the past 14 months.
Questions were also posed on employment opportunities for development purposes.
With Fijians, when all the Chinese come and work here, our future and our children will not have any job here anymore. And we struggle. So why should we come here when we Fijians, we got the brain now, we're not cannibals anymore.
When we come into government, we are going to look at all these policies that this government has and review many of them with a view that our people in this country need to be prioritized in terms of where we need them for employment.
Other areas of interest that were discussed included e-ticketing, infrastructure development, and addressing informal settlement issues, amongst others. Saboira Tambua, FBC News.
Still to come, new General Consulate office opened in Sydney. And CEOs praised for attending HR convention. Details after the break.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma ngongai nakas ondo bagrong ng Bula FM nambando ay nasere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa ya ondo talita na barong ng Bula FM nambando ay nasere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na barong ng Bula FM nambando ay nasere.
Wana tunga ng Bula FM nambando ay nasere nawaluan.
Na vengo fane na tao ngo singa toka kita ondo talita kana Bula FM nambando ay nasere.
Bula FM nambando ay nasere.
The two-way trade between Fiji and Australia stands at 1.2 billion Fijian dollars a year now. Opening Fiji's new Consulate General office in Sydney, Prime Minister Varangai Bainimarama says this is a result of a 4% increase in Fijian exports to the Australian market. Catherine Krishna reports.
The new Consulate General office at the Sydney Business District hopes to strengthen trade and investment between Fiji and Australia.
I know we'll forge relationships that bring even greater investment to our country. That brings more jobs to our people, and that help fuel the next decade of Fijian progress and prosperity.
Prime Minister Varangai Bainimarama says Fiji is now well represented alongside major financial businesses and business partners who are willing to do business with Fijians.
I'm especially proud that our two-way trade, now at around $1.2 billion a year, has been driven by a 4% increase in Fijian exports to the Australian market, as new Fijian products and businesses are expanding their reach throughout the region.
Bainimarama commended Australia for being one of the biggest contributor in the tourism sector as well.
Fiji remains a favored destination for Aussie tourists, with tourism earnings from the Australian market achieving a historic high last year of nearly $1 billion Fijian dollars. Our two-way trade is steadily on the rise, as the Fijian economy has soared to a record 9 straight years of economic growth.
The Prime Minister says both countries are now re-engaging and redefining bilateral relations in line with diplomatic engagements. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The FMF Foods Limited Vesari biscuit factory is not running in its full capacity due to the economic challenges in Papua New Guinea. Managing Director Ram Bajikal says the factory was built to cater for the PNG market. However, the market is slow. Bajikal says their major challenge is to speed up production once PNG economy picks up. Bajikal says apart from Australia and New Zealand, there is a surge in the export of breakfast crackers to other Pacific Island markets.
It's a bit difficult to get out of Papua New Guinea, so we're going a little slow on it, but the factory is up and running. We're making other kinds of crackers which are going to Solomon Islands, they're going to New Zealand, they're going to other Pacific Island countries as well.
The attendance of a few chief executives during the BSP Live Fiji Human Resources Institute annual convention in Nadi has been praised. The CEOs from Ascom Motors, Flour Mills of Fiji, HFC and the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation took time out from their busy schedules to be part of the convention and show their support towards the human resources.
Showing their support to the human resources, as these CEOs believe the HR can better enhance the organization.
You can have all the other resources in the world, but if you don't have the proper human resource, the human resource that you have will mess up all the other resources that you have in the organization.
The relationship between the CEO of a company and its HR team is vital.
It's very important for a CEO to provide support to the HR team, but to understand that human beings is our business. Everything else is just a part of it.
Understanding the challenges, roles and responsibilities of the HR team was also a reason for the attendance of the CEOs.
That's why I've got my whole team here, and I think it's very important for all of us to learn or at least have some rudimentary knowledge about each other's jobs. And this is what we want to contribute back to the organization by having all managers having some knowledge of the importance of HR.
The Fiji Human Resources Institute will look to include more CEOs during its next convention. Philip Naikaso, FBC News.
Fiji National University has appointed 2 new senior executives in the last 2 months. Professor James Pounder was appointed the Pro-Vice Chancellor Learning and Teaching, while Professor Mohini Singh was appointed the Pro-Vice Chancellor Research. Pounder has extensive international experience in the Asia and Middle Eastern countries. Meanwhile, Professor Singh, originally from Fiji, has been an academic with the Australian universities for the last 30 years. Singh has an extensive research and research management experience, and her work is exemplified by more than 150 publications. In sports tonight, Fiji and Drua to feature in NRC final for the first time. And Aravoro wins Australia Rugby Try of the Year. This and more coming up.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Alpriga, Koroko, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Aotearoa, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic.
For the first time ever, the Fiji Airways Drua side will feature in the National Rugby Championship final. This after the Fijian side came from behind to beat Canberra Vikings 35-28 in the semi-final at Lotoka's Churchill Park this afternoon. Both teams ran in 5 tries, but the Drua made 4 successful conversions. Fiji Airways Fijiana Sevens coach Alimvereti Ndoviverata has named his final 12-member squad for the opening leg of the 2018-2019 Women's 7 Series in Glendale, which kicks off tomorrow. Sarai Malewaningila will lead the team. Fiji plays Canada in its first pool match at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow and will then take on France at 1:36 p.m. before meeting Ireland at 3:58 p.m. Fiji-born and Waratahs winger Tangaele Nayaravoro won the Rugby Australia Try of the Year. Canterbury is through to their 4th straight New Zealand Provincial Rugby Premiership final after beating Tasman 21-16 in Nelson yesterday. Canterbury will take on the winner of the Auckland-Wellington semi-final for their 4th straight premiership title. More than 600 students from 9 schools around Suva took part in the Suva Zone 1 meet at the ANZ Stadium today. Melita Vango reports the organisers will select the final squad next week to represent Suva at the National Games next month.
Competition among athletes from participating schools were intense as they are a sport in the final team for the National Games.
Aim to expose most of our young talented athletes, and hopefully if we don't win it this time, at least we are developing them for the future.
Meeting manager Peter Rotwisinga says they're looking at fielding more than 80 competitive athletes for the games.
Good results today, so that we can get our students to select to represent Suva 1 in the nationals in the upcoming weeks.
Meanwhile, Suva 2 will now be called Suva after Suva 1 rejected Suva 2's offer to merge.
I meet with Suva 1, but we were already at the meeting with them, and they've decided to run on their own. And now, as we are known as Suva 2, we won't be running as Suva 2, we will be running as Suva.
The 2018 FMF Chow Games will be held at ANZ Stadium on the 16th and 17th of next month. Melita Vanga, FBC Sports.
With just few more minutes until the blockbuster league test clash between the Kangaroos and Tonga, the Tongan team is being treated like royalty since they arrived in New Zealand. is a trough of low pressure lying just to the north of Vanua-Levu. The trough is expected to gradually drift south and affect the country again from Monday. We take a look at the west. It was a mix of sun and clouds. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, it was a rainy day in the Central Division today. And up north, skies were pretty much grey with overcast conditions. At sea, east to southeast winds 20 to 30 knots, rough to very rough seas are expected and moderate southerly swells. Now for the tides, the high tide will be at 3:27 a.m. with low tide at 9:05 p.m. Sunrise will be at 5:37 a.m. As for tomorrow, we will need to wait few more days for the good weather. And looking further on to Monday, some showers and possible thunderstorms. Recapping the main stories, post-ballot papers packed and ready for distribution. SODELPA launches manifesto and NFP wants certain government policies amended. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM, onto our poll question segment. This week, we're asking, are you happy with the caliber of candidates contesting the election? You can visit our FBC website to answer. You can also send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. Now, before we go, the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation is hosting different political party representatives on its For the Record show each Sunday at 7:30 p.m. We've already had SODELPA leader Sitiveni Rambuka and NFP leader Biman Prasad. This week, the show will feature Fiji First General Secretary Ayaz Sayed Qayyum. Be sure to tune into FBC TV at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. And that was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.